everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of Will Read for Feels. Hi, I'm Anne.
I'm Marian. I'm Liana.
And we are celebrating another bookish related or literature related event this month. So if you guys haven't known this yet, April has been declared by our president as the National Literature Month. So every April of every year here in the Philippines, we're going to be celebrating that event. So this episode is actually a very special one because we have guests for this episode. So yay! So let me introduce to you our honored and esteemed guests. To my right is Dianne of Oops, I Read a Book Again. And he's one of our good friends who does a lot of book reviews and a lot of book reviews. And next to Dianne is Tina of the blog. Her blog is I Like It Dogging. Sorry about that. So I Like It Dogging, and she's also one of the moderators of the Filipino group in Goodreads. So if you happen to be passing by Goodreads, you could check their group out. So ladies, welcome to Will Read for Feels webcast, and we're so happy that you're all here, and my co-bloggers are also happy to have you as well. So let's start off this discussion. Since we're celebrating National Literature Month, I wanted to ask, and I'm also curious, what particular Filipino written books you have read recently or in the past couple of years ago? Any particular favorites, or how often do you read books authored by Filipinos?
When was the last time I read? I can't remember, but I always pick it up immediately whenever there's a new release. I think it started in 2010. There was this project called Project 2010. And the rule is to write at least 10 pages of work and read 20 books of Filipino work. So it started there because at that time it was hard to find books. And now it's just easy to find Filipino written books. So as I started with a lot of fantasy because that was the time Tresel came out. And now it's really just a lot of romance, young adults, since that's what we have right now. So that's for me.
How about you?
Actually, I'm reading a Filipino novella right now. It's Don Lanuza's The Boyfriend Backtracked. But honestly, I didn't start reading at all after college only. So I hated reading.
What?
It's because I think the high school required readings made me sick of reading. So during college, and so after college, I started reading again. So, and I started with the more like the American literature, not really with Filipino, because I didn't know, I wasn't familiar with it. But ever since I started organizing book tours and interacting with more Filipino authors, I realized that there are lots of books by Filipino authors. But recently, I've only read, I think, romance novels, and except for my professor's books. The required readings, yeah, that counts.
Do you guys have favorite authors?
Filipino
Filipinos who are Filipinos?
Budget Tan. And Eileen Santos. You know her name. And well, by default, since we read romance, since we're lesbian. So, that's for me.
I really like Keshtang Lao's series.
Yeah.
And of course my professor.
Are you going to name your
Who is your professor?
No, my professor's Eugene Evasco.
okay.
Oh, yes.
So,
Yes.
every time his book comes out, okay, let's study this. Good thing I like them.
Do you guys read anything in Filipino or in Tagalog?
The language.
I think the last one I read, and that was, well, the ones I enjoyed was Bob Ong. But I haven't read his latest ones.
Me too.
Other than that, I haven't really tried reading something in Tagalog. Maybe now.
I can't remember, but of course Bob Ong's and maybe some anthologies. I can't remember. All required reading.
So you keep mentioning that you have required readings. Care to tell us what are you taking up in college? Are you taking up
No, I just have these electives.
Okay.
During college, I only took Filipino electives because I thought, oh, let's do this. So I kept on reading Tagalog and Filipino novels and poems and other literatures. But, aside from that,
But for the books that you like, what drew you to those specific
yeah, all the giddy feelings. I really like reading romance novels, so romance, yeah, that's it. That's my auto-buy pick up.
Well, I discovered Mina because of National Novel Writing Month, 2009. Yeah, that was 2009. I was looking, was that 2000? Yeah, that was the year I wanted to write chick lit, and I was looking for chick lit authors. And back then, it was, everything that Summit comes out with is called chick lit. So I saw her book, I read it, I liked it. Then I emailed her and asked if she could write a pep talk. And ever since then, when she released Fairy Tale Fail, she sent me an email, and I really liked it. So after that, I just bought everything that she wrote, that she recommended, and then later on, by default, in romance class, I bought everything too to support my classmates, and there. So, it's really just author preference mostly, and then later on, it seems like, oh, I think I like this one. And then I take the chance and read it.
So actually, our topic for this webisode is about what Filipino readers are looking for in Filipino novels. I wanted to ask, what are your personal preferences, or if there's an emerging wish list, or you have a wish list in mind? What do you want to see more in Filipino novels?
Okay, a little backtrack. Years ago, when the Filipino book bloggers were really active, at least the group that we formed, there was a time we were all whining that there's no Filipino books. There's not a lot. Or what we have are like the ones for required reading. You know, the ones you wouldn't pick because it's for school and you don't want to read something for school. And then, so back then, we were all, okay, we want this, we want this. I remember there was a discussion that we wanted more young adult books in the market. And that was the time Tall Story by Candy Girlay came out. And now, I think with the Buko thing, there will be more young adult novels. And I think they're really coming out with that. I think one of the things that I really want to read are books that aren't set in Manila. Although I write them, but I also want to write a book set outside of Manila. But I think it's very refreshing to find, books that are set, say, in the provinces.
Yeah.
Because it's different and you get to be someplace new.
I think I'd like that too. For me, since I started reading late, there are a lot of pop fiction published by SciComm and Summit books when I started reading. So, I came into this reading community with lots of Filipino books already. I didn't experience
The lack of it.
the lack of it, one thing. But I think there are not lots of paranormal and fantasy books, especially that our mythology, Philippine mythology, is so rich, like aswangs and capre. I don't know the English words for that. Anyway, I think Trece deals with it, and then the myth space, the graphic novels, they do it. But in actual
Novel
novels,
format. Yeah, novel
novel
format.
format, I don't think so, except for some anthologies, short story anthologies. So I think that would be a good start, since right now we're full of romance. Although I love romance, so don't stop. Yeah, that's for.
Well, I think actually I've seen online a couple of erotic novels about duendes.
I've seen that.
I know
Okay,
there's
I'm not
one about a
familiar with
capre.
Mental image. Where
That's paranormal erotic.
Get out. Mental image.
And like I know, like by the way, if you're wondering, romance class and Buko YA are two of the romance writing classes run by Nina Barasquera we discussed. I think during one of the classes, we were joking around about how somebody should make a paranormal series and it should all be about, master na manananggal.
Training the capre.
Yeah.
Training the tikbalang. That was
Seducing the
it.
sirena. Or the shokoy.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Those things might be coming.
Well,
After this.
I don't think it will be surprising when it's out.
Part looking forward to it, part dread.
you heard it from them. You heard it from them that they want more. They want to see those kinds of books.
There should be a paranormal romance writing class.
Yeah.
I think there's one in the works.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think there are details yet.
Okay.
When we find out about it, we will post about it.
I think fun.
Yeah. I think for local paranormal writers, the one I know is Eileen.
Yeah, I do.
And then I guess you would consider Kate Evangelista, but she doesn't, it's more of urban fantasy. And she doesn't write novels set in Philippines.
Yeah.
So,
There
I
was-
guess more.
There was one, I think, near me.
Yeah,
Karen
near
Francisco.
me, yeah.
I'm not sure if she's right. I think she's writing.
She's
it.
writing book 2.
Yeah, okay. That one is about. That's actually more dystopia.
Dystopian,
Yeah,
paranormal.
with all that.
I want to check that out.
You should. It's good. It's good. It's good. And well, I'm not sure if paranormal. If this is paranormal. No, Tragic Theater by Dianne. It's about the hauntings at the Manila Film Center. So they actually turned it into a movie recently, starring Liana. So, but it was pretty good. It was very mind-tingling if you read it at night. Because you know the Manila Film Center, and you know that it's haunted, and you know the history of that, and that's why it adds more to the creepy factor. So there. So we talked about your personal preferences, but what about within your circle of book bloggers for Dianne and for the Filipino group who come to have like regular reading sessions, right? So we're curious. What about your friends from your circles? Have they talked about this? Do they have any wish list similar to yours, or anything that you haven't mentioned yet? Care to share it with us?
A lot of them want more LGBT fiction.
Oh.
Meaning, and when they say LGBT, not, they're not the sidekicks, they're the main character. And there's nothing about converting them. Or, it's really their story, not just someone for comic relief. That's what they want. They want more crime too, which is interesting.
I'm hearing a lot of buzz about historical books
Oh,
also.
yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Mario Clara. The Untold History of
The
Sisa.
Secret Giant Diaries.
Maria Clara. That's historical erotic.
Ideas for you.
Oh, yesterday. I think they also want more memoirs, but not. Well, one of them wanted a graphic novel. I'm not sure how it will look like and who it will be about, but that's something. And maybe more science fiction. There's one, Eliza Victoria's project, I think that's science fiction. It's also very good.
So most of my friends are YA book bloggers. So we only read romance usually and fantasy, science fiction. I don't think they read memoirs, so yeah, I don't think. But I think they'd like what I said before, paranormal, more paranormal. Although most of them only read in English, so yeah, I'd like some Filipino. I'm so excited for your novel, for your story anyway. But I guess more YA for them since that's what we read. Since most of the books published are more chick lit, I hate using that women's fiction and the usual pop fiction, Psychon published and Summit Books publisher. I know that.
So it's more of like a genre diversification, having more Filipino authored books in different genres, not just for romance, because we see a lot right now, right? So more of that. So if you have any other questions for them, it's very interesting because right now, as I mentioned, we have been seeing a surge of romances in young adult, new adult, again spearheaded by Lina Isguera with all these writing classes happening. And I think with more people like Dianne and Tina and there's groups voicing out these wish lists to have in our local bookstores and libraries and stuff, I think that we're gonna be seeing more of that. So yeah, and I think it's a great thing that we discussed about this at a very appropriate month, celebrating National Literature Month. So yeah, and we hope you could check out some of the books that we've mentioned here in this episode. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have other questions, so that's it. We thank you for tuning in for episode 4 of our webcast, and again, we would like to invite you to visit our website. That's www.willreadforfeels.com.
And then don't forget to like us on Facebook, so that's facebook.com/willreadforfeels, and follow us on Twitter, so that's twitter.com/willread4feels.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can see more of our podcasts. We already have 3 up. There's this 4th episode and we'll have more to come. And please also follow the blogs of our guests. It's I Like It Dumpbeard, onemorepage.tinamats.com.
So mine is www.oopsireadabookagain.com, and follow me on Twitter if you'd like at oopsireadagain.
Don't worry, all the links will be in our show notes. So thanks for tuning in. Okay,
We'll
bye.
see you next month.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.